Hi everybody, I'm Ed Jowett, the creator of Lyres, and I'm going to now create a second character with you guys. I wanted to show you more than just the one. So I'm going to sit here and create an Lyres favourite, Ronnie Bowfingers. So this time I'm going to start in a slightly different order, and before I do, I'd just like to say there are a couple of lines here that, assuming the video comes out well enough, you might be able to see they're scribbled out. There are a few minor mistakes that I've just found in this prototype version of the character sheet. Some of the lines go to the wrong place, so that's why. I'm going to start at the top with the name on this occasion. So his name is Ronnie Bowfingers. He's a famous liar who he's a drunken dwarf. And he is one of the characters who is featured both in the book and in the comic. His hobby is drinking, usually drinking a large amount and then passing out. His quirk is drunk, because, yeah, he's not much use after he's had a few. His birthplace is a place called Stone Gap, which is a town quite near Yarnolf that is mostly populated by dwarves. As he's a dwarf, he's going to be quite short. I'm going to put him as 3'6", which is probably a little bit too short, but hey, it'll do. His weight is therefore, well, he's fairly rotund, so I'm going to make him 40 kilograms. His age, he's slightly older than the previous knight that I made. I'm going to say that he's at least 35, which isn't bad in medieval times. So now I'm going to kick off with his attribute points, and just like last time, I have 4, 3, and 2 to assign to rows. Now he's an archer, so obviously he's primarily focused on archery and dexterity. So I'm going to give him a nice high dexterity by spending 3 of his 4 points right in there. I don't think wits are too important for him, so I'm going to stick the 4th point in luck. Next up, I'm going to give him a little bit of intelligence. He's a lot smarter than you might think, and he has a fair amount of charisma, but he's not too strong. I'm leaving his strength at 1. In Lyres and in the Era D10 rule set in general, 2.5 is about the human average. For stamina and willpower, I've got 2 points left, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick 1 point in each of those 2. I'm now going to do the derived stats. His notoriety, he's quite famous as an adventurer. He's a successful liar, so he has a notoriety of 4, which is quite high. I'm going to do his speed, which is dexterity plus strength plus size. Sorry, his size first, which is size 4. He's a dwarf, half the volume of a human. There are 4 dexterity and 1 strength to make up his speed, plus the 4 size, which gives him a total of 9. The encumbrance is stamina plus strength, which is a total of 3, which is going to lead to some interesting issues later, because he won't be able to carry both armour and a weapon. He's going to have to make a choice. His initiative is 3, from a combination of his wits plus his willpower. And his defense is the lowest of dexterity and wits, so unfortunately, as he spent all his points on dexterity and none on wits, his defense is still 1. Wound and kill we'll come back to in a minute when we deal with his armour, if he gets any. I can do his health now. His size is 4, and his stamina is 2, which gives him a total of 6 health. So, moving on to his skills, and this time I'm going to start with technical, because I think I'm going to give technical 9 points. Archery is in here, if you can read that. So obviously that's his most vital skill. I'm going to give him a really rather impressive 6 points in archery, which actually means that he spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 skill points on getting those 6 in archery. You might be able to see the 2 here. That means that when you want to spend more points, you have to spend 2, and there's a 3 above that. So even if I wanted to, I couldn't give him 7 points in archery at character creation. I'm going to give him some lore skill as well, I think, just for that remaining point. For personal skills, I'm going to assign him the 5 points. I'm gonna give him some investigation, a couple of points in there, and a couple of points in larceny, which, if anyone doesn't know, is to do with lockpicking, pickpocketing, and the like. Now, since he's probably not going to have any armour, I'm going to also give him 1 stealth. I think he might need to hide. I think dwarves are fairly gruff by nature, so I'm leaving the 2 points down to his interaction, and I'm going to give him some intimidation, and I'm going to give him actually I'm going to give him 2 intimidation. I think that that's good. That just leaves me his equipment and his wound and kill, so I'm just going to shift this character sheet just slightly so you can see the equipment slightly better. Now, looking through the equipment list, there are 2 things that I really want to give him, but the leather armour that I'd really like him to be carrying is actually 4 encumbrance. Now, if I was to give him that, that would actually reduce his dexterity number, so I'm not going to. I'm going to say that he has no armour, and I'm going to instead give him a fine longbow. Fine is something that, if you watch the previous character creation video, you'll be aware. You can apply it to anything. It does make it more expensive, but it makes the stats just 1 better. So instead of the normal longbow of 6/7, he has 5/6. He's not got any armour or weapons, so he is going to have a wound of 0 and a kill of 0. That is a finished character sheet, but it is worth bearing in mind that any character that begins is going to begin with 10 party confidence, because every character begins at that level. I'm probably going to do just 1 more video, just about doing a few rolls between the 2 characters, oh, I might do a level up as well. But I hope you enjoyed watching character creation for Lyres, and I'll see you next time.